Every tier 5 boomer on the same run in Chimps, you already know. We got Glaive, we got Perma-Charge, and we got MOAB Dom on the same run on Midnight Mansions, which is actually a difficult map. It's all thanks to the one, the only Relentless Glue, which is really, really strong right now, and I'm kind of glad NK didn't nerf it in the most recent update 39.0 because it's the only reason this guide is even doable. So shout out to you, Relentless Glue. Let's jump into the guide. Start with Souter in that corner, as top right as you possibly can. Take your time with the placement and get it right. It just helps to prevent RNG throughout the entire run, so it's pretty important. And then you can turn auto start on. What I recommend for this first placement is don't use the zombie Souter skin because it's actually hard to see the placement visually. So use either of the other two skins. Yeah, just don't use the zombie one and it'll be easier for you. So during round 8, at the start of it, get a boomer as top left as possible in that corner. You want to do this before the greens come out of the right side during round 8 because one red will always leak. During round 10, get your second boomer diagonally bottom left of Souter, and the marker you want to look at is the left side of its range. The red part of the range should cut about halfway through the purple like rectangle below the horizontal track, so right there. That red bit should cut the purple bit about halfway through. If your placement's a bit off, it doesn't really matter, but try and get it as similar to mine as possible just for consistency. Once you've got your second boomer down, start upgrading your first boomer to a 022. So red hot rangs first and then faster rangs. So I want to preface this guide by saying this is definitely not the easiest or safest Midnight Mansions strat. If you're looking for that, if you just simply want a black border this map, then check out my Midnight Mansions guide that I made during version 37.0. That's the easiest Midnight Mansions guide in history, and it still works in version 39, which is the most recent one. So I'm going to link that in the description, so if you just want to black border this map, use that guide instead. But if you want to do like a really, really cool strat, then yeah, go with this strat, even though there is a bit of RNG during 98 and 99. But that's why we have Souter, because she is kind of the RNG prevention service of BTD6. At the end of 18, get Kylie Boomerang on that first boomer that you placed. And yeah, Kylie will just carry for a long time because it's kinda good. After you get Kylie, start upgrading your second boomer to a 022 as well. And as you may well imagine, this one's not going to be a bottom path, it's going to be a middle path. In fact, all of our boomers are going to have the bottom cross path because that lets us save money on a MIB and makes it a lot easier for support and RNG prevention, as you're going to see later in the guide. So yeah, red hot rangs goes crazy, honestly. Get Bio Boomer at the end of 27. As you can see, we could have got it mid 27, but I didn't, just to prove that you don't need it to beat the round. And then after you get Bio Boomer, get your third boomer as close to your second boomer as possible. You want to put it as top right as you possibly can. The main thing you want to look at is it should be able to see that right vertical path as much as possible. That's what you're trying to do, maximize the amount of the right vertical path that it can see. And then upgrade it to a 302 Glaive Ricochet. Like I said before, bottom cross path so we can hit DDTs in the late game because that really is very, very important. And yeah, Glaive Ricochet with red hot ranks is super satisfying. Like, look at it, just slices up balloons. It looks really, really satisfying on straight lines like on Midnight Mansions, so yeah. Remember, don't use code ONWE in the BTD6 shop. Use code Dorio instead, because right now he's in therapy for Geraldo addiction, and we cannot let him relapse. On 37, 2 camos will leak, and use Sauda's Leaping Sword to catch those 2 blue camos that leak on the left side. That will happen every single time, and you have to use the ability every single time. After that, just buy Perma-Charge on your middle path boomer. And yeah, that's going to destroy round 40. Like, just completely destroy it. I didn't realize how good 032 boomer is against the MOAB, so just use the ability. The MOAB just got destroyed. Before 42, turn off auto start, so during 41, turn it off, because we need to place a camo village before the camos on 42, because Sauda will just lose to them otherwise. So clear that top right cabinet at the end of 41, and then place a village as bottom left as you possibly can on that cabinet. Try and get it as close to the left as you possibly can. Once you've done that, upgrade it to a 120, bigger radius and radar scanner, and then all your monkeys should have the camo eyesight. At the end of 42, get jungle drums, then P training at the end of 43. And from now on, if anything leaks, which may happen, usually won't, but it's just RNG, that's how Midnight Mansions works, you can use Sauda's first ability to catch them. So make sure she's set to first, because her first ability follows the targeting that she's set to. So make sure she's set to first, and if anything leaks, just use that first ability. After you have your village down to a 320, get an ice as close to your cabinet as possible, and then a glue right next to it. And then just start upgrading the glue to a 024 Relentless. This tower is pretty much the only reason this run even works. This map is quite difficult, but Relentless is really, really good and makes us able to actually beat the map with 3 tier 5 boomers. So yeah, it's kind of nutty. Get Relentless before 49, and then get Splatter mid 49, and that will just destroy the surrounds. If anything leaks on 49, use Sauda's ability, but yeah, most of the time it won't happen. Get Press on your right boomer before 50, and make sure, this is really important, that your Relentless is set to first, because we need it to catch anything that's first. So right there on 50, I had some leaks. Usually that doesn't happen. That was the only time that has happened to me, so it's just RNG. If you see a leak like that, just do what I did, use Sauda's first ability and catch it. And then once you have your 024 Relentless, get a bomb shooter on the left side about there, and then start upgrading it to a 420 balloon impact with missile launcher. And this thing is going to be super, super good for RNG prevention pretty much the entire run after we make it a 420. Get impact mid 55, and also upgrade your top path boomer to a more glaives. I forgot to say that, but just get that thing upgraded to a 402. And so now all your boomers should be tier 4s, and so should your bomb shooter. And the setup is almost complete. We just need to upgrade the ice monkey, which I'll do pretty soon here. Upgrade your ice to a 310, ice shards. For 63, you shouldn't need any abilities, as you see here. Again, with RNG, there's a chance that something like a leak may occur, so just use Sauda's first or second ability. You can also use Perma-Charge if you want. And just make sure that for 64 and beyond, your press is set to strong. It should always be set to strong if it's a bottom path tier 4, so keep that in mind. And now it's pretty much AFK. All you need to do is just watch for leaks. I can't really tell you when that's going to happen. There's no rounds that it's guaranteed to happen. But yeah, there's just RNG on this map because that's how it works. So that's why we're using Sauda. Use that first or second ability to catch any leaks. and I'll be back when we can afford P-Charge. 65 use, Turbocharge. On 71, use Turbocharge for some RNG prevention, and that's all. On 75, you want to use Turbocharge as soon as a BFB comes out of the right side. For 75, you can use Sauter's abilities, but I wouldn't recommend them because 76 there is sometimes a bit of RNG. Usually what will happen is this, like the regrows just get shredded, but sometimes they make it past the right side for some reason. So keep Sword Charge on hand for 76 just for some RNG prevention, but you can definitely use first ability for 75. On 77, use Turbocharge again when there's some BFBs on right side. And then get Perma-Charge before 78 starts, and yeah, it's pretty Jova at this point. After you get Turbocharge, get Embrittlement on that Ice Monkey, just to destroy any MOAB class that comes out of the right side. During 84, get Glaive right before the ZOMGs on 85, so that's kind of perfect. And we've placed Glaive in such a position that the extra range with the bottom cross path actually hit the vertical right track, which is nice. And feel free to use Turbocharge on any of the rounds that you want to. It's not really necessary for anything, certainly not for 85 as you saw, probably not even for 87, but yeah, just use it on 87 to be safe. And what you'll actually see is with this Alchemist placement, I actually messed up the Boomer placement and wasn't able to get it in range on bottom side. That's okay, just put your Alch top side in village range as bottom right as possible, so as close to the right track as you possibly can. And then start upgrading that Alch to a 130, so larger potions and unstable concoction, and this guy's kind of the silent MVP of the run. Conk goes kinda crazy. From this point on, do not buy anything else because we have the perfect amount of money from now until the end of round 99 to afford MOAB Dom, and so don't buy a single thing from now on. So big round 95 usually looks scary, but it's really not. DDTs are fast and scary, but we can hit lead, so no problem. You don't even have to use Perma-Charge, same with 96, don't even have to use Perma-Charge. For 98, you're going to see it get very close, and I get unlucky and then lucky. It won't be nearly as close for you if you have your unstable concoction bottom side next to your Glaive Lord in village range, so make sure you place your boomers better to get that conk bottom side in village range. And then on 97, use Perma-Charge as soon as it starts attacking. And 98 is the hardest round of the run. What you want to do is take it slow and use Perma-Charge as soon as you possibly can off cooldown. And then just watch for stuff to leak out of left side. It's not going to leak right, but it will leak left like this. So clean up when you need to with Sauter's second ability. Usually something will leak, not usually a MOAB, but some cerams. Unfortunately for me, I got 2 MOABs leak, but I got lucky because I used Sauter's first ability and then Glaive Lord just clutched up for 98. 99, usually what you have to do is use Sauter's first ability, which you won't usually have to use on 98. But I got lucky and I didn't have to use the first ability on 99. At the end of 99, get your MOAB Dom. And it actually will do something in this run, trust me. For round 100, what you want to do is take it slow, and as soon as your eye starts attacking, use Perma-Charge. And then once the bad starts going downwards, slow it down again. And once it pops into ZOMGs, use Sauter's first ability. And then once it's just the Rams left, use her second ability. And get that black border. The final 3 rounds are a little bit sketch. Round 100 is consistent every single time. But 98 and 99 are a little bit RNG. So if you lose to those, apologies in advance, but I did warn you previously. This isn't the easiest or safest strat. But it is damn cool.